American Sign Language differs from English with its algorithm and how words and phrases are set up. So in ASL, it goes time, topic, comment. And an example of this in English would be, we would say the class was great this morning. In ASL, you would say this morning, the time, class, which is the topic, and great, which is the comment. So it's just a difference in when you say or sign different words. Names in ASL are pretty unique because to get a name sign, someone who communicates using American Sign Language has to create a new sign for you. So when I was younger, my Girl Scout troop was part of a partner troop program, and we were paired with a Girl Scout troop that was predominantly made up of young girls with special needs. And I ended up becoming close friends with a girl who was mute and only communicated using sign language. And so she taught me a couple phrases, and she also gave me a name sign, which is Erin. So if I was going to introduce myself to someone who spoke or communicated using ASL, I would finger spell my name first and then show them that my name sign is Erin, so that in the future they could just refer to me as this instead of having to finger spell my name, saving time. Facial expressions are really important in ASL. They're similar to inflection and tone in English and other languages. Signing with no facial expressions would be like speaking in monotone. So like an example would be, hey, what's up? My name's Erin. Nice to meet you. As opposed to, hey, what's up? My name's Erin. It's nice to meet you. You can tell that one is obviously better than the other, and that it's easier to tell what I'm meaning when I use the facial expressions, because if you signed nice to meet you with no facial expression or an angry facial expression, the right meaning may not come across. Another reason facial expressions are important is to let the other person know that you're wanting a response. So the sign what, for example, if you just go, that doesn't really make sense, but if you show with your face that you want a response like what, the other person will understand that they need to respond to what you're saying based on your facial expression. There are so many different ways to learn a new language, and in my opinion, the easiest way is to take a class in person so that someone can break down, the sentence structure of the language, key vocab, and give you a little more context. But because we're in quarantine, I didn't really have that option, so I had to get creative. First of all, I already knew a couple portions of the ASL language. Like I mentioned before, my friend from the Partner Troop program for Girl Scouts, she had taught me the whole ASL alphabet, as well as, some basic signs like hey, what's up, and it's nice to meet you. So I had like a baseline, and in ASL, knowing the alphabet is really important because even if you don't know a specific sign, you can finger spell it, which is a little bit harder and takes longer, but you're still able to communicate even if you don't know the exact words. So then I went to YouTube and found this really cool channel by an ASL teacher, and it was just so extremely helpful. That's where I learned the sentence structure of the language, which is time, concept, and comment, and then a lot of really basic, common phrases, and just a little bit more about the deaf community and culture to give me that context that I was wanting from an in-person class, but I got it via YouTube. So another big strategy that I used was practice. I'm a memorization kind of gal, so I would practice with the videos, I would sign along with them, and then I would do it by myself, trying to remember. And then I tried signing as I spoke, like with my family. So, like we were having a conversation the other day, and I was asking my brother, why did you do something? And so I was trying to use signs like, why did you do that? Now I'm forgetting. But like trying to sign along as I spoke was really helpful. And then just the repetition. So I basically made ASL flashcards. I would, my brother would tell me what a sign I should do, and then I would do it, and he'd check to see if it was correct. That was really helpful for me just because that's how I learn really well and quickly. So those are some of the different strategies I used that were really helpful to learn ASL. Learning a new language has made me realize how difficult it is to learn a new language, and it makes me feel even more compassionate and empathetic towards people who are learning a new way to communicate, especially students. And it makes me think of different ways that, ELL teachers can be advocates for their students and to give them grace because it is really difficult, and ways to make them feel more comfortable, like learning new phrases from their home language and giving them broad strategies and different strategies in order to learn the new language, because it is so difficult and we don't always realize that. So this assignment really helped me open my eyes to that.